An interviewer attacks BTS. BTS fans were called streaming bots. HYBE was listed as chaebol. BTS criticises Kpop, and more news. The renowned British rock group Coldplay has repeatedly expressed their deep admiration and respect for BTS. In a special appearance on the 100th episode of Late Night Berlin, a popular German late-night talk show, Coldplay's frontman Chris Martin and drummer Will Champion shared insights into their musical collaboration with BTS on the track My Universe. Both members enthusiastically praised the collaboration, describing it as an exhilarating experience. Martin highlighted the unique combination of the two bands, noting how much fun it is to perform the song worldwide. Martin also revealed that he had picked up some Korean to sing parts of the song during performances where BTS couldn't join them. This revelation came during a lighthearted exchange with the show's host, Klaus Häufer-Umlauf, who was impressed by Martin's effort to learn the language. Despite some viewing the collaboration as unconventional, Martin believes it perfectly aligns with the song's uplifting message, describing the entire experience as joyful and just right. The conversation took a reflective turn when Häufer-Umlauf pointed out the longevity of both bands in the music industry. He noted that Coldplay had been around for about 25 years, considerably longer than BTS, excluding their trainee period. Reacting swiftly to the host's comments on their experience, both Martin and Champion emphasized that BTS's accomplishments stand on par with any seasoned musicians, highlighting their 8 albums as evidence of their prolific output. They praised BTS for their hard work and dedication to music. The discussion ended with a twist of humor and camaraderie as Martin and Champion redirected a question about longevity back to Häufer-Umlauf, playfully asking about his time in the broadcasting industry. This moment underlined their readiness to defend and support BTS, showcasing a bond that transcends mere musical collaboration. This wasn't the first time fans felt like the interviewer discredited BTS. On July 14, 2023, Jungkook's fans experienced a mix of emotions as he launched his solo career with the album 7. This significant day was overshadowed by controversy surrounding an interview published by Variety magazine, which was perceived by many fans as disrespectful. The timing of the interview's release, coinciding with Jungkook's debut, compounded the issue, and fans criticized the nature of the questions posed to the youngest member of BTS. Variety initially altered the wording of their questions following a backlash from fans, but the revised interview still failed to meet the expectations of ARMYs. Fans were particularly vocal about their dissatisfaction, sharing screenshots online as proof of their grievances. A notable point of contention was the interviewer's implication that Jungkook, like other BTS members, lacked proficiency in English, leading to their reliance on a translator during the interview. This insinuation, as fans argued, was awkwardly phrased and contributed to their discomfort. The interview was intended to delve into Jungkook's insights about his solo venture, which was highly anticipated given his popularity as both the youngest and one of the most celebrated members of the septet. However, the discourse took an unfavorable turn when the interviewer seemingly referred to the fans as streaming bots by inquiring about strategies employed to increase anticipation for 7. Additionally, questions regarding Jungkook's relationship with fellow BTS member Jimin were brought up unexpectedly during the discussion of the Beyond the Story book, which fans felt was out of context. Another point that irked fans was the disclosure at the beginning of the article that the interview was conducted via email due to translation challenges, highlighting that Jungkook, similar to most BTS members, did not fully command English, hence the necessity for a translator. This comment was seen as unnecessary and further fueled the discontent among fans. Criticism also extended to Variety's choice not to engage a Korean journalist for the interview or to provide their own translator, noting that language proficiency was a mutual challenge, as the interviewer did not speak Korean either. This incident highlighted the broader issues of cultural sensitivity and respect in media interactions with international artists. Another controversial moment was when RM took a trip to Spain for a family vacation, where he managed to fit in some time for interviews with the local Spanish media, including a notable session with El País that garnered considerable attention and spread rapidly across social media platforms. ARMYs quickly translated RM's interview from Spanish to English, enabling the global fan base to appreciate his open and honest communication. The interview was celebrated for RM's candidness and the thoughtful articulation of his views, particularly concerning the general misconceptions about K-pop. Many outside Korea often stereotype K-pop fans as obsessive teenagers, a point RM addressed during his discussion with El País. During the interview, the journalist questioned if the attributes commonly associated with K-pop idols, such as youth and perfectionism, are reflective of broader Korean cultural traits. RM challenged this perspective, defending Korea's historical and cultural depth. He elaborated on Korea's tumultuous history, noting its past hardships like invasions and national divisions that have shaped its current societal norms. RM emphasized that the country's rapid development from receiving aid to becoming a global influence is often misunderstood by Western cultures. He expressed his bewilderment at comments from the West about the high stress and intense work ethic in Korea, explaining that these are natural responses to the nation's historical context and are also elements that contribute to the allure of K-pop. RM also addressed the critique of K-pop being seen as a merely manufactured industry, clarifying that while rapid growth does have its drawbacks, it should not overshadow the genuine talent and effort involved. Furthermore, RM responded to a direct question about whether the K-pop industry dehumanizes its artists. He admitted that while there are challenging aspects to the system, the narrative is frequently skewed towards a more sinister depiction than warranted. He criticized the media's penchant for sensationalizing these issues, often portraying them as dramatic and detrimental without a balanced understanding. RM also took a moment to critique the simplistic categorization of BTS under the K-pop label by the media, arguing that such labeling, while sometimes restrictive, reflects his pride in his Korean heritage. The interview solidified RM's reputation among fans as an articulate and passionate spokesperson, not only for BTS, but for broader cultural discussions, willing to tackle direct and often controversial questions without hesitation. RM is known for his roles as a rapper, songwriter, and artist. However, his growing visibility has also brought him under intense scrutiny, with criticisms coming both from within the K-pop community and beyond. In recent times, RM has opted to present a more candid version of himself to the public. He has openly criticized the Western perception of K-pop, acknowledged his own missteps, and challenged the conventional expectations of idol behavior. These forthright actions, however, have not been without their controversies. During a revealing interview with 032C, RM discussed how he manages the pressures and privileges of global fame. He mentioned learning to balance the constant scrutiny with the advantages of being a renowned figure. Yet he expressed disappointment over the restrictive nature of the K-pop industry that often limits artists' honesty, although he noted a positive shift towards more openness. RM emphasized that, after more than a decade in the industry, moving towards greater transparency is a step in the right direction, a change that he supports. RM also highlighted how he uses his personal Instagram account as a medium to connect with fans beyond his music and public persona. Since BTS members started their individual accounts in 2022, he has felt more at ease sharing aspects of his daily life. However, his posts, ranging from music recommendations to personal images, have sometimes sparked controversy. Despite the backlash, RM views his social media activity as a sincere attempt to engage with his audience on a more personal level. He sees it as a way to show vulnerability and convey love to his fans, challenging the notion that idols must always maintain a polished image. He questioned the sustainability of only sharing positive aspects in public discussions, hinting at the inevitability of such a constrained approach leading to an outburst. Furthermore, RM clarified that his recent openness does not imply that his past decade was dishonest. He explained that the intense pace of his career often left little room for reflection or expressing anything beyond immediate responsibilities. His current candidness is an evolution of his public persona, integrating more personal revelations with his professional life. BTS's V recently collaborated with Vogue Korea on a captivating pictorial that has enchanted fans and readers alike. In the interview that accompanied the photo shoot, V shared his profound connection with music, explaining that music is essential for enhancing emotions and enriching every aspect of his life, from work to leisure. He emphasized the vital role music plays in his existence, stating that life without it would be unimaginable. During the interview, V responded to the interviewer's revelation that they had discovered a new song because of him. V mentioned that he had first heard End of the Sea through Park Hyo-shin, expressing pleasure that others found comfort through his musical recommendations. The conversation then touched on the well-known adage, "keep calm and carry on," with the interviewer noting how V embodies this sentiment. V admitted that while he may appear calm, he often feels otherwise, but has learned to approach situations with straightforward thinking and confidence in his decisions. He doesn't regret his actions, especially when they are intended for the well-being of the people he loves. V credits his well-being and happiness to the support he receives from his fans, BTS, family, and friends, even in tough times. Known for his extensive social network, V discussed the value he places on relationships, acknowledging the importance of every artist, director, writer, and reporter in his life. Despite previous experiences where people saw him only as V or as a means to an end, he continues to appreciate human connections and cherishes those who have positively impacted his life. V also commented on the complexities of celebrity, where one's public persona can overshadow personal identity. He views his stage name V as just one aspect of his multifaceted personality. Reflecting on his fears of losing fan affection during times of less public visibility, V noted improvements in his outlook thanks to recent active promotions and concerts. He expressed a desire to maintain consistent engagement with fans, though he acknowledged the physical limitations that sometimes hinder these interactions. As BTS members focus on their solo projects, V highlighted the supportive dynamics within the group. He shared a glimpse into their camaraderie, revealing that the members recently gathered at Suga's house to share and celebrate their individual music efforts, fostering a creative and loving environment. V also discussed his curiosity about exploring new ventures that resonate with ARMY, mentioning a potential radio appearance as an area of interest. Reflecting on his experiences within BTS, he appreciated the understanding and support from ARMY, which has helped alleviate some of the pressures of group dynamics. Concluding the interview, V pondered the nature of happiness, suggesting that life is best with a balance of emotions, much like the desire for varied flavors in food. He believes that experiencing a range of feelings makes life more fulfilling. The Gateway 2 Mall in Quezon City, Philippines has unveiled B-Verse, BTS Singing the Stars, an immersive exhibit that transports fans to the front row of a live BTS performance. Opened on May 17th, this multi-sensory experience allows visitors to witness the K-pop phenomenon as they perform their chart-topping hits and stunning dance routines up close. Designed to sustain fan enthusiasm while BTS members fulfill their military service obligations, the exhibit was developed in close collaboration with the band. Jo Yi, CEO of Yeezy Entertainment and one of the exhibit's producers, emphasized their commitment to maintaining the group's connection with fans during this period. "Our collaboration with BTS ensures that we keep the essence of the group alive and interactive," Yi stated during a media preview. A key highlight of the exhibit is the virtual reality VR room, where guests don VR headsets and experience BTS's performances at the Fact Music Awards. Featured performances include popular tracks like Butter and Permission to Dance. Each member's personal interests are also spotlighted within dedicated areas, from J-Hope's focus on street dance to V's passion for film and photography. In addition to celebrating BTS, the exhibit also honors other Korean artists, with a special section displaying photographs of TMA award winners. Visitors interested in taking memories home can visit the on-site gift shop, which stocks a variety of BTS-themed merchandise such as postcards, shirts, and tote bags. Tickets for B-Verse are available through TicketNet until August 15th, with regular passes priced at approximately $28 for timed entry and flexi passes at about $35 for more flexible visitation options. The exhibit offers a unique opportunity for fans to engage with the world of BTS while the band members serve their nation. The legal battle involving HYBE member Wonyoung against the controversial YouTube channel Sojang has reached a conclusion that seems to favor the artist. On May 14th, it was reported that the creator of the channel, known as Park, was indicted by the Incheon District Prosecutor's Office on charges of defamation and insult. Park faced accusations of defaming several public figures, including influencers and celebrities, among them Wonyoung. In October, Wonyoung and her agency, Starship Entertainment, initiated legal action against Park, claiming damages. They achieved a partial victory in January 2024 when the court ruled in their favor, ordering Park to compensate Wonyoung with approximately $75,200. Despite the court's decision, it was reported in February that Park had not complied with the payment and had requested a stay of execution of the ruling. Following further investigation, the prosecution maintained the original court decision, ordering Park to pay the determined amount in damages to Won Young in the civil suit. It was revealed that Park had generated around $183,000 from posting malicious content on Sojang. The Sojang channel had gained notoriety for its slanderous content aimed at Korean celebrities and was subject to a lawsuit filed by Won Young. Park, a 35-year-old woman, faced criminal charges for defamation and insult and was held liable for damages. The prosecution's thorough review of Park's channel disclosed that at the height of its activity, the channel had 60,000 subscribers and was generating a monthly income of about $7,000. It was also reported that Park had invested some of her earnings in real estate. The revelations about the revenue generated from the channel left the public astonished and led to widespread criticism. Observers expressed their disbelief over the channel's appeal and its ability to draw significant earnings. Many hoped for strict penalties against those spreading rumors and falsehoods, reflecting a general sentiment that punitive damages should exceed the profits made from such activities. HYBE has been marked as the first entertainment company to be classified as a conglomerate under South Korea's tighter antitrust regulations. This designation by the Fair Trade Commission, FTC, on Wednesday comes amid a contentious scenario involving executives from its subsidiary, Adore, which manages the girl group NewJeans. Bang PD, the founder of HYBE and its largest shareholder holding a 31.8% stake, is now under close observation by the antitrust agency. This scrutiny stems from potential unfair dealings involving affiliates controlled by his family, as the company is now compelled to reveal all significant intra-affiliate transactions. South Korean legislation mandates that conglomerates with assets exceeding 5 trillion won, about $3.65 billion, disclose detailed information regarding intra-affiliate transactions, their ownership structure, and key data about their unlisted affiliates. Although HYBE has been public on the stock market since 2020, requiring it to disclose only its business reports and balance sheets under the Commercial Act and the Capital Markets Act, it must now also provide details about its unlisted affiliates. An FTC official expressed that HYBE's classification as a large corporation is partly due to the explosive growth of the Korean entertainment industry, propelled by the global appeal of Kpop. HYBE's operations, including the monitoring of intra-affiliate transactions, will now be rigorously overseen. HYBE ranks 85th among the 88 business groups identified as large corporations this year. This status remains unchanged regardless of its potential divestment from Adore. HYBE manages an extensive portfolio, including at least 11 labels such as Blif Lab, Source Music, Pledis Entertainment, and KOZ Entertainment, through a multi-label system. Should there be any oversight or deliberate omission in reporting details about its affiliates, Bang PD could face a warning from the antitrust watchdog, potentially leading to legal proceedings.